Hello, everyone. Sneaker Lion again, back with another episode, or rather, the first installment. This is going to be the first installment in the Lion of the Savannah the Lion of Savannah, Lion of the Savannah Perspective series. That is a podcast. It's going to be for mindset renewal, motivational talks, spiritual talks, and all a whole bunch of stuff. Um, you know, mindset growth, growing as a person, personal growth, strengthening your mind, strengthening your body, just all around ascension. That's the type of time we're on right now. Ascension. You know what I mean? So let's get started. Um, and if you guys don't already know, my book, Lion of the Savannah Perspective, it is available on Amazon. Just type in that name. You can also type in my name, Shamari Hankins, or just type in the name of the book and you'll find it and give it a read, man. Because a big part of that book's like theme and aesthetic and like the design of it all has a lot to do with like how I'm gonna be presenting things on this channel. Like the theme basically, like, so as you guys might know, my favorite animal and spiritual creature is the lion, um, for many reasons, and lions usually live in harsh environments like the savannah in Africa, um, and along with many other animals in that ecosystem, right? In that circle of life, that chain of creation, right? So I, being on the outside of that as a human being, I have throughout my life like analyzed how lions live and how they get their food and sustenance and how they communicate amongst each other, how their body language speaks and how their nonverbal behaviors talk to one another, and their roars and just all the different things of how they speak and how they are like how their characteristics are displayed, and I realized that you can really relate that like to a lot of different human behaviors as well. And if we can understand the lion just well enough, we might be able to really gravitate to his majesty, in many different ways, or his cunningness, or his quickness, or his strength, or his leadership. There's different things that we can analyze the lion about, and that's why like my one of my guys that I watch on YouTube that my mom put me onto is Miles Monroe, and he was a famous pastor from the Bahamas. We all know that. I don't know if you know that you know, he, he died. Him and his wife passed away, unfortunately, in a plane crash. But I think that God was just ready to call him home because they had accomplished all that they had to do on this earth, and they lived a long life. And I mean, I don't know. We never know why God called him home, but maybe it's just maybe they were ready, as well. Maybe they felt like they were ready. You never know what people are going through behind closed doors or what they have said we agree with or we accept behind closed doors. Some people agree with their time being up, you know. They feel like they've done all they need to do. But anyway, not to get off track, Miles Monroe, he said like the God of the Bible, the God of the Bible, the God of Israel. He he relates himself and compares himself spiritually and like characteristically and yeah, personality wise to a lion and an eagle. And there's a real reason why just choosing those two creatures is really significant because like I could say, for example, I'm like a lion, an eagle, and a tiger, or maybe like a lion, an eagle, and like a bear, because every animal has their own different distinctions, right? And so they and their own disadvantages and advantages. So there's a real big reason why God relates Himself to those animals, and they've also become like the eagle was not always my favorite animal, but the lion has always been. But anyway, let's get started here. So I just wanted to give you guys a brief context of why this first video is going to be very theme based about around the theme of lions and the creatures of the savannah in Africa and how we can give them a personification to ourselves, and how we can become enlightened and ascended by understanding certain things about those creatures. So I write a lot of proverbs for myself that God like gives to me. He like speaks to my spirit, and he gives me proverbs to talk about, and like wisdom to relate to other people, or find out if other people can relate to it, you know. So the lion doesn't run into each and every direction to find his meal, right? He looks, he smells, he hears, and then when he finally locates it, he walks in boldly, creeps, and then pounces and captures his dinner. Hyenas, on the other hand, run, and look at everything as a dinner. And that is why they miss the best at most times. They could have been having the elephants. They could have been having the fat gazelles or the real plump zebras. But they chose to go after the honey badger. They chose to go after the squirrels. They chose to go after the pelicans and the small little beavers, the things that live in the grass, when they could have got the things that live in the trees and in the sky, right? Who's to say a hyena can't capture a vulture? It's not that it's not possible, but it's because they have to have the certain focus to go after that vulture. It might live in the sky. It might seem like it's out of your reach, but if you focus on it enough, by focusing on it enough, you'll attract it to become closer to you. Because what we focus on, whether we know so or not, it can attract to us, and it could manifest to us. It could make itself present to us in one way or another. And you see how lions don't rush to everything. They will take their time and decide and make really key decisions on, is that worth going towards? Is it worth that 5-mile walk with my lions coalition to go after that? Or should we just try to stay over here 2 miles away instead of going 5 miles out? But the key is that they're making these decisions. They're not just being frantic and going after everything that's shiny. They're not going after everything that's gold. They can find gold in the silver. They'll find rubies out of the mountain, right? Because of their mindset. Patience over rushing, right? And you see with these proverbs, it's just like the Bible proverbs, because one verse or one sentence can open up a Pandora's box of revelation. And that's exactly how the Bible is. So, and it's just like this in business as well, right? Because if you go after every little thing that's shiny, or everything that everybody's talking about, or everything that somebody's like, oh, you need to hop on that, yo, there's mad people doing it, all the little people are doing it, all the kids are doing it, all the adults doing it, that might not be the best thing you need to go for. Because usually things that come easier are not the best things. So if everybody's doing it, that most likely means it comes easy. Because I know myself, I research every day, all the time. And had I not done that, or have I not made a habit out of doing that, I could probably never have found these things that most people would never find, or this information that would put me on to an ascension phase that I never would have achieved if I did not take these steps to research like things and to take my time doing those things, versus doing what everybody was like, yo, you need to hop on this, hop on that, because it's trending, it's so popular, right? But I realized I found a treasure. Like lions find the best meals when they scour for it over a long amount of time, when they look and they search and they pillage and they run through many different plains and many different terrains to find that, versus just scrapping off of the next thing that, the elephants told the hyena, yeah, we got some elephant meat over here. Our cousin just died. We can't do nothing with him, so come get him. Lions say, no, I want fresh meat. I don't want the hyena. I don't want the elephant. I want the hippopotamus that just died. That's how, so they make decisions. They don't just go off of impulse all the time. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So, moving on. You think the lion worries or cares that he is hated by the African dogs or the hyenas or the honey badgers. They hate him because he just keeps showing up and he keeps roaring and he doesn't stop. They can't get rid of him. That's the reason why they hate him. They can't get rid of the lion. They might roar after him. They might fight him, try to scare him, but he's not intimidated. He doesn't flee away. He doesn't run away. He doesn't back down. He shows up to every challenge, every competition. And it doesn't matter what type of opponents are there. Same way no matter what your opponent is, it's a mountain, it's a building, it's a skyscraper. You fight it. You go against it with everything you got, because nobody's going to fight it for you, number one. And nobody's going to get your meals for you forever. Even if they're getting it now, they're not going to always get the meals for you. You need to learn how to carry your own bucket. You need to learn how to fill up your own tank. And that's what lions learn how to do. When they're kicked away, when they're exiled out of their pride, they have to learn how to how to get their own buckets. They have to learn how to take down their own buffalo. They have to learn how to work together, put their thoughts together,